Become the monster. Or be eaten by one. You want to be great? Huh? You think you've got what it takes to be something? To matter in this world? Look at you, pathetic. You whine, you complain, you fall to your knees at the first sign of discomfort. That's all you are, isn't it? Weak. Weak like everyone else. You think you're special because you've got some dreams, some hopes? Let me tell you something. Dreams don't mean jack when you don't have the guts to bleed for them. This world, this hell we live in, doesn't care about your feelings, your excuses, your soft little fantasies. It's cold, it's ruthless. It's going to chew you up and spit you out, and when it does, you'll be nothing. Just another nobody who couldn't handle the weight of their own desires. You want to become someone. You want to be more than the miserable shell you are now. You've got to kill the weak part of you. Rip it out, throw it on the ground, and crush it beneath your boot. The world doesn't care about you. And guess what? It shouldn't. No one's going to save you. No one's going to hold your hand, tell you it's okay, or pick you up when you fall. You've got to get up on your own again and again until you stop falling. Until you learn how to hit back. But you sit there wallowing in self-pity. You're soft. You're scared. You're nothing but a damn coward. Too terrified of failure to even try. Look at you. Frozen by your own fear. Shackled by your own doubt. You think you can afford to feel sorry for yourself. You think you have the luxury of sitting around, waiting for some miracle. Get the hell out of your head. The only thing waiting for you is the dirt. That's your destiny if you don't change. Cold, unmarked, forgotten. That's where the weak end up. 6 feet under. But the strong, the ones who embrace the pain, the struggle, the grind, we survive. No, more than that. We thrive. We become monsters. Because that's what it takes to survive in this world. You want to rise above the ashes. You want to stand tall when the dust settles. Then you need to become a monster. You need to embrace the darkness, the rage, the hunger. You've got to tap into that part of you that doesn't care about comfort, that doesn't care about rest. Because monsters don't rest. They don't feel pain the way the weak do. They take it, they eat it, they use it to become stronger. And you don't have a choice. You either become the monster or you get devoured by one. This world is savage, and you either kill or get killed. You either fight or you die. You think you've suffered. You think you know what pain is. Don't make me laugh. You haven't felt pain until you've watched your life crumble before you and realized it's your own fault. That's pain. That's agony. But that's the price of being soft. And that's what you're on track for if you don't change. Look at yourself, complaining about your situation like it's someone else's fault. Guess what? It's not. It's on you. It's always been on you. Every choice, every second you waste whining is another nail in your coffin. So, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna sit there and cry like the weak? Or are you going to fight? You think warriors are born? You think greatness is handed out like some participation trophy? You couldn't be more wrong. Warriors are made, forged in fire, beaten and broken until there's nothing left but the raw will to survive. And if you're not willing to go through that, then you don't deserve it. You don't deserve a single ounce of respect. You don't deserve to be called a warrior. But here's the thing, you can change. You can become something more. But you've got to lose yourself first. You've got to lose every weak, soft, cowardly piece of yourself that holds you back. You've got to become something else entirely. Something dark, something fierce. You've got to become a monster. And don't get it twisted. Monsters aren't evil. They're necessary. Because only monsters can survive the horrors of this world. Only monsters can rise above the pit and take what's theirs without asking for permission. But you're not ready for that, are you? You're still holding on to the hope that someone else will save you. No one's coming. No one. Not now. Not ever. So you better get used to standing alone. You better get used to standing in the fire and not flinching. Because that's where you'll find yourself. Time and time again. Burning. Suffering. Struggling. That's the price of greatness. That's the path of the monster. And if you're not willing to walk it, then step aside. But if you are, if you can find it within yourself to dig deep, to find that spark, that rage, that fire, then you can become something that no one can touch. Unstoppable, unbreakable, a force of nature. Do you want that? Do you even have a clue what that kind of power feels like? It's not pretty. It's not glorious. It's ugly. It's brutal. But it's real. It's raw. And once you taste it, you'll never go back. You'll never want to be anything else but a monster. But let me tell you something right now. You can't half-ass this. You can't dip your toes in the water and see if it's for you. You've got to dive in, head first, and drown in it. You've got to become one with the pain, the struggle, the fight. Every step forward is going to feel like you're dragging your soul through broken glass. Every victory is going to taste bitter because it's never enough. That hunger will never die. And that's the point. The moment you think you've made it, the moment you let yourself get comfortable, that's the moment you lose. You think you've had a rough life? That you've been through hell? Well, guess what? Hell isn't done with you. It's going to keep coming. It's going to keep throwing everything it's got at you. But that's the test, isn't it? It's not about what you've been through. It's about what you're willing to keep going through. Can you take another hit and keep moving? Can you drag yourself through another day of misery without breaking? That's what separates the monsters from the sheep. You either learn to love the pain or it'll destroy you. You either become the hunter or you'll spend your life running. And running is death. So stop. Stop running. Stop hiding. Stop pretending that life is supposed to be easy or fair or kind. It's not. It's war. And you're either going to step up and fight, or you're going to get trampled by those who do. You're still here, aren't you? Still standing, still listening. Maybe there's a flicker of hope in that empty shell of yours. But hope is worthless if it doesn't turn into action. The world's full of people like you, sitting around waiting for something to happen, waiting for life to get easier. News flash. It never does. It only gets harder. The hits come faster, the stakes get higher, and the cost of failure, it becomes unbearable. But that's where the monsters live, in that chaos, in that constant storm. You either embrace it or get swallowed by it. There's no in-between, no safe place, no shelter from the storm. You become the storm. And when you do, everything changes. People will look at you differently. They'll see the darkness in your eyes, the hunger that can never be satisfied. They'll know you're not like them anymore, and that's a good thing. You're not here to fit in, to be liked, to be one of the crowd. You're here to dominate, to take what's yours without apology. You're here to make the world bend to your will, to carve your name into the bones of those who thought they could stand in your way. The weak will fear you, the strong will respect you, and the world will never forget you. But first, you've got to earn that power. So what are you waiting for? The clock's ticking. Every second you hesitate is another second you waste. And wasted time, that's the only thing you can never get back. You don't have forever. None of us do. So you either get to work now, right now, or you accept your fate as just another nobody, another faceless body buried beneath the weight of their own excuses. But if you're still listening, if you've still got a shred of fight left in you, then prove it. Get up, fight back, become the monster you were born to be, and take everything. This is your chance. Right here, right now. Decide. Are you going to stay the pathetic, weak, scared little thing you are now? Or are you going to become a monster? Because that's what it's going to take. You've got to destroy the version of you that's afraid, that's insecure, that's full of doubt. You've got to be willing to kill who you are. so you can become who you need to be. But here's the truth that no one wants to tell you. When you finally become the monster, there's no going back. You don't get to return to the soft comforts of normal life, of weakness, of pretending everything's fine. You'll be forever changed. Your mind, your body, your soul. They'll all be marked by the battles you fought, the blood you spilled, the sacrifices you made. You'll carry the weight of that transformation, and it'll make you harder than stone, colder than the darkest nights. You'll lose people along the way. People who can't understand the fire burning inside you. Who'll never know what it took for you to rise. But that's the price. And you'll pay it gladly, because once you've tasted what it means to be unbreakable, nothing else matters. So here we are, your moment of decision. Will you crumble like you've done 1,000 times before, or will you rise like the monster you're meant to be? Will you let this world destroy you, or will you look it dead in the eyes and tear it apart? It's all on you. No more excuses, no more running, no more hiding. The time has come to make your choice. Either stay the weak, pitiful shadow you are now, or become the thing this world fears the most. A monster with nothing to lose and everything to gain. Monsters aren't born, they're made. And the process isn't pretty. It's painful, it's brutal, but it's necessary. So if you want to survive, no. If you want to thrive in this hellhole of a world, then you better start now. Start with yourself. Look in the mirror and tell yourself the truth. You're weak, but you don't have to stay that way. You can become something more. You can become a monster. You can become the nightmare this world fears. But it's up to you. No one can force you. No one can do it for you. So, what's it gonna be? Rise or fall? Fight or die? There's no middle ground. There's no almost. There's no maybe. There's only victory or defeat. And only the monsters walk away with their heads held high. So, what's it going to be? Become the monster. Or be eaten by one.